Most producers completely overcomplicate their drops, ignoring the one thing that builds anticipation to make their drops hit harder: the breakdown. If your breakdown feels lifeless, then your drop just won't hit. In this video, I'm showing you 4 simple ways to improve your breakdown to make your tracks hit that extra bit harder. These tips are effective and straight from my studio sessions, and they've also helped progress hundreds of producers which I've worked with on a one-on-one basis. So let's dive into Ableton. First up, we have stereo width automation. Narrow your track down during the breakdown and make it explode on the drop. It gives a much more impactful drop and a very pleasant listening experience. All you need to do this is go and grab Ableton's utility, go to the width section, and slowly bring down the automation. Be sure not to take this down to 0 and go no lower than about 50%, or else the track will feel too narrow and very unnatural. Top tip as well, don't hard cut the stereo width automation. Allow it to rise slightly back into the drop. It will really create this opening and closing feeling of the stereo image. By the way, if you're feeling the sounds in this project, then I'm glad to let you know that they're part of my brand new sample pack dropping the end of this month. If you want to join the waiting list, then go to the first link in our bio and you'll get early access plus a few extra freebies as well. So head to the first link in the bio and get on the early access for one of the best minimal tech sample packs. So effect number 2 to improve your breakdowns is Endless Smile by Dada Life. This is heavily used within the tech house scene, but I really think it's underrated within the minimal deep tech scene. The plugin combines a reverb washout with echo and slight filters with different presets for you to choose from. It's a one knob plugin, so it's extremely easy to use. Just slightly dial up the dry wet. Personally, I think around 30 to 40% is the sweet spot, and if you've got a very busy track, then probably no more than 10% because it is a very heavy washout. Make sure you roll it off slightly before the drop instead of a hard cut for a more natural feel. And also, if you haven't got this plugin, because Ableton has their own washout effect within the audio effect track, which is very similar and equally as good. The third effect we have is a stock Ableton one called DJ Master Channels. For any of you DJs out there, this will look very familiar with a low, mid, and high EQ. Roll off the lows with the EQ for a more impactful drop when that bass comes back in. And you can also contrast this with a slight automation going down with a high EQ. This also gives a nice perception of energy on the drop when we reduce it within the breakdown. You could also play around with the mids, but be careful here because you don't want to get the track too quiet. And continuing in a similar fashion, we have effect number 4, which is just gain reduction. Simple but effective, and as I just previously mentioned, you don't want to reduce too much, so I recommend no more than 3 decibels max, or else it's too much of a contrast between your breakdown being too quiet and your drop being too loud. All you need to do this is just go and grab Ableton's utility and slowly bring down the gain. So to summarize this video, you can use Ableton's utility to automate the width. You also need to go down and sign up to the mailing list to get early access to my new sample pack. You can also use Ableton's utility to then use for gain reduction. Try using the stock Ableton DJ Master Effect channel to automate the lows and the highs to give it a more natural and organic feeling, and play around with Endless Smile or stock Ableton's Washout to add some extra depth and character to your breakdown. If you found this video useful, we have loads more videos like this inside Serotonin Studio. Just this week, we have new videos showing you how to make bass like Chris Stussy, Sosa, Beltran, Carvalho, and Ragey Ban. And last month we did our full track to release series, which is a super in-depth series where I show you how to make your viral summer tech house edit and then release it yourself for maximum exposure. So if that sounds interesting to you, then you can go and check out the full link below to our website and see what else we have on offer. Now, if you want to see how I made something like this in today's project, then go and watch this video over here to see how I start building out my tracks using my very own sample pack. I appreciate you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the algorithm, and I'll catch you in another video very soon.